You've heard all the other wrestling programs. Now it's time to listen to the guys who aren't booty.
It's hashtag WrestlePals.
There ain't no stopping us now. We celebrate on the floor. Drop down, we're ready to go. To all the people across every nation, turn it up and give me some more.
Whoa! 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 What are we doing? Oh yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to hashtag WrestlePals. I don't know, man. We like wrestling, and we're acquaintances.
Liv Morgan's,
I bet. What? What are you doing? You creeping like Liv Morgan's Twitter?
Instagram.
Have you sent her a blue tongue pic yet? Is that the new challenge?
Nah, I'm not doing that one.
Not doing that one?
Nah.
A little too ghoulish for you?
No.
You feel it's you're above that?
No.
Think you're better than the blue tongue challenge?
I
Hold
don't-
on. You want to know who thinks he's better than the blue tongue challenge? Hashtag WrestlePal Justin over here.
Not true.
It's,
not
it's
true
like,
in the
nah,
least.
I got this. It's blue, it ain't my tongue. Oh my god, I didn't mean... Oh
What?
no, I hope that doesn't come back 6 years later and I have to apologize preemptively
Ooh,
for it.
We may,
Evergreen!
More on that later.
What's up? That's not even a segue because we're transitioning from silence. Hi everybody, I'm hashtag WrestlePal Nate. I don't know, man. I'm a hashtag and I'm a wrestle and I'm a pal. I'm a bad pal. I'm not the. I am a Nate though. Yeah, I'm a bad pal. Oh God, he didn't take a
we
picture.
got a gram.
Hold on. I need to. I'll have something in my hand.
We've got the music. At least for like a second more. Nathan has a drink in his hands. You understand, if you
It's
will.
good. It's a hot coffee in a plastic cup.
And I'll
I love
actually cut
just
that out later
BPA.
in
It was
a
that
second.
BPA. Is that the plastic? The bad plastics? Whatever.
Bad plastic face.
Something's gonna get me eventually. It's probably gonna be that.
Yeah.
See, that's a man's drink. That has a well. I mean, it's a drink. It's for energy, if you will. There's caffeine in it. It's a classical. Oh Christ Almighty!
Oh, this couldn't have been more perfect.
Even Bailey knows to drop out of the way for the sake of
Science.
science.
I
Look,
wanna-
if you're gonna pop it. I'm sorry, I stepped all over. You can do the mic on that. We want to hear. Share, baby.
Well, I wanted to be on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to,
Going mango guava this evening, right?
well, for this,
I'm going black coffee.
I mean,
Here we
that's
go.
probably the smart play.
Mm-mm.
Not really.
No.
Nathan, I'm not
Yes.
sure if you're aware of this.
What?
2 new flavors of Zions are coming.
What? What?
They haven't announced it yet.
Wait. What?
There's going to be 2 new flavors of Zions available.
Okay, but they haven't announced it.
They haven't announced them.
They haven't announced that there's going to be a flavor. They haven't announced what the flavors are going to be.
what the flavors are going to be.
But they've announced that they're going to be flavors.
And they're taking your guesses now.
Oh, hold
at
on.
Zions.
I have some guesses. This goes back to the old "What's your worst Gatorade flavor?" bit. Fresh cut grass.
Gross, Nathan. Gross.
Yeah, but it'll get you moving around the room or the yard, whatever. Don't you want to have a mouthful of that right before you mow it?
No.
When's the last time you mowed grass? Mowed grass. Mowed a yard.
Good while, actually, at this point.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I don't have a yard, but I'm still mowing them.
I
Go
can't
fig.
get the hair out of my face. Just keeps getting in my face.
I
Just
really
a
thought
strand.
you were about to ask for help with that. And I was like, I don't know what the boundaries are, Justin, because I want to help you, but at the same time, I don't want to touch you.
Okay.
So I think that's a healthy line, right?
I had no problem, slapping my hand last week, but that's okay.
I did slap you. You've been holding on to that for a week?
No. I just
Still
I
upset
happened
you?
to listen to that part of the episode
Oh, okay.
today
Oh,
because it's on the iTunes machine.
it is, isn't it?
Nathan has a drink. Let's see. Live is life, of course, right? That's a
oh.
pertinent hashtag.
Oh, was that the
hashtag.
title for the tag? The tag?
Live is life. What else is pertinent? Live loves Justin.
Coffee, fending off the dark thoughts.
Let's see. Live loves Justin. Like these all
Mm-hmm.
are tags pertinent to this photo.
Pertinent to this photo. I mean, it's a
Right.
picture of you and me
Loves.
promoting hashtag WrestlePals. Hashtag WrestlePals. Just saying.
I already got that one.
Okay.
That's
just
the first one. Then live is life. Live loves Justin.
These make sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Justin loves live, of course, right?
Well, I mean, I thought that was you could assume that, but you know what? If you've got the characters, you might as well fill it up with weird, self-aggrandizing,
Science.
endearing. Oh well, of course, because they want to know.
Coffee.
Hey, the people got to know, Justin. The people got to know. And Zions does, I guess.
There.
Also,
Shared.
not a sponsor. She just
I
really
actually
likes the
applied to
beverage.
be an ambassador.
To-
Be part of the
to
Science
what-
Alliance.
I hope they send you overseas and you stay there. I hope you end up in. Wait a minute.
Snosberry, that's a good idea.
It's not Burma anymore. What is it called now? Who cares? Oh, people from what used to be Burma.
Went over Parma.
You're going to Laos. Goodbye, Justin. You're the Zions ambassador to Laos.
Hello, Kane, Kenny Kane. Kenny asks, are we going to mention Raw? So boring the champ Brock doesn't watch the show. We'll get there. We'll mention stuff. I mean, we'll probably
Okay.
quote unquote highlights.
Without talking about Roman at some point, we're going to talk about what does Lesnar have to do to be hated.
Yeah. Yes. Because yeah.
Because yeah. Because yeah.
Because of the wonderful things he does.
He's going to have to sexually assault a petting zoo.
Whoa.
That being said, I'm also being forced to watch Preacher now, where there was a sexual assault of a petting zoo. So
Oh.
that's
Was it an evil petting zoo?
it wasn't even a subplot. It just kind of happened.
Oh, okay.
Go fig.
Nathan,
Yes, sir.
I want to show you this open image again. Open image.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing really to do with wrestling. Boom. Ghouls. Okay.
The definition of ghouls. Why'd you put a picture of Corey Graves on there? Why'd you put a picture of Gravy on there?
Well, because he kind of peeks in on everything that we're doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he means well. He wants to make sure his pals are doing okay.
Yeah, he likes us.
Yeah.
Well, me.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say. I don't think anybody really likes me. And that's kind of a thing.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Am I doing the sad sack fishing for
do that.
adoration? Yeah, I'm fine.
Jenny forced to watch Drag Race and Preacher. Bull.
Why did this?
I call malarkey. So,
Yes, sir.
if you're following, well, we'll just say Twitter, not even us, just Twitter in general. Twitter
Yep.
is like a major player again in our president uses it like all the time. And
Does he? Because I choose to ignore.
Yeah. But
I'm healthier. Well, I guess not. Whatever, man. I'm
Well-
screwed up of my own accord. But yeah.
my corner of Twitter is just filled with, Zions love,
Mhm.
you to Bess, oh hi Justin plugs,
Mm-hmm.
and love of Liv Morgan.
That's a good mix right there. Like, if you had to pick four things,
Mhm.
other than that Liv Morgan thing, that's a good three.
You know, how dare you? How dare you?
She's fine. She's fine.
Well, I think this was last week. James Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, somebody went back and dug up literally 10-year-old tweets.
Yeah. Which,
Very unfunny.
Hey, who knew?
Yeah, right.
Twitter was the thing back then.
It was.
Twitter was a dark little corner of the web where you could go and just be stupid.
You know, it's
It's like, I don't want to mess up my Facebook because my work might check that. But Twitter, hey, who's on there? Who's going to check that? Who gives a damn, right?
You figure 10 years ago, 2008. I joined in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, I didn't realize I'd been on that one.
Yeah, like James Gunn could have had, at James.
Yeah, you could have.
Like, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Right up there with Billy.
At Billy.
Yeah.
William Patrick Corgan. WPC.
His name isn't even Billy. It's son of a bitch.
So somebody dug up some old, very unfunny tweets
Ooh.
that James Gunn put out there that
Uh-huh.
that ended up ultimately costing him his job as director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
And he puts out an apology, and apparently that's a thing now. Digging up people's tweets, because in the world of wrestling, this happened to 2 wrestlers within literally the last couple days.
Yeah.
One,
It's become the fad, man. It's right up there with doxing or swatting a Twitch streamer. The thing to do now is, oh hey, who's a celebrity? Let's scroll all the way as far back as we possibly can
Yeah.
on their tweets and
seriously.
see what we could find. Oh, my favorite thing that's come out of this, because it isn't just been them. It was Ty Dillinger and Cedric Alexander,
Right.
the two of them,
that's-
right?
Yeah.
Those are the 2 that we were going to kind of dig into. But I think somebody went back with trying to do the same thing to like Patton Oswalt,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and they went back and they took a tweet like out of context.
Mhm.
But it was like during those times where we didn't have kind of the threading thing to it,
Right.
and you had to put like 1 of 2 and 2 of 2 to do it. So it's like as soon as you put it in context, all of his stuff makes complete sense. But out of context, it's like the worst thing you could possibly. It's like
Yeah.
he wouldn't have said that. He voices a penguin on BoJack. This is crazy talk. But yeah, man, like
Also a seal.
what?
Also a seal.
Oh, I
Neil
thought
McBeal.
he says, what's
Navy
Seal
SEAL.
doing on Twitter? Hey, has anyone talked to Heidi Klum lately? I haven't. I'm Seal.
I've been kissed by a rose.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it. That's him getting in front of it,
Yeah.
stopping the controversy before it begins.
Been
Hey.
kissed by a rose.
That's it. Kissed in a roses once.
So yeah.
Hmm.
So both, again, we're going to kind of focus to get into the conversation here with Cedric and Ty, because they were brought to light here on as
Mm-hmm.
far as wrestlers go. Both making, again, very unfunny tweets about rape,
Right?
making rape jokes
As
on
opposed to those
Twitter.
hilarious ones. That,
What I mean is, even in context, they're not funny.
right.
Rape's obviously a very touchy subject,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be a master to make that funny. And let me tell you, Ty Dillinger, Cedric Alexander. Now, I'm not. I can't make rape funny.
Right.
There's probably a very, very few that can turn it right.
Right.
And most of them probably can't anymore. I would have put money that Louis C.K. could have,
Mm-hmm.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
After what happened to him,
and even then,
or what
they-
he
they-
did, I should say.
And even then, they're probably going to talk conceptually rather than
Yeah.
the actual act involving any actual people.
Mhm.
But
So they put out tweets, very crass,
mhm.
6 years ago. These both of them, it happened 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Put out tweets, and well, let's do this first. I'm gonna
I'd be
bring-
interested in like knowing their age and how old they were then.
well, let's see. Cedric is still pretty young.
I know. I mean, they're both. Well, I mean, wait.
Ty's early 30s.
When
I
Ty
assume.
Dillinger did this, was he Stan at the time or was he Ty? Because this is
Let's see.
important. If anything,
6
Mr.
years
Balea
ago.
taught us, it's there's characters within characters, sir.
Let's see. 6 years ago would have been.
Who you looking up, Cedric, or you looking up Ty Dillinger?
I'm bringing up these apology tweets. So
Please do. See, Ty is 37, so he's one of the probably the older of the two there. So
So he
6
was-
years ago,
yeah,
31. Like, I don't know if you know
Really old
what it's
enough
like
to
being a
not do that.
31-year-old. You're not very mature, because I'm past that. And guess what? I was a dumb idiot then. I mean, I'm still,
Well, again,
dumb now.
I
but
think his were in response to Ali from Impact and another wrestler.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's possible that it makes sense if you can see the reply, like what he's replying to.
right.
I mean, it doesn't make it funny, but if you put it in context, it might at least be a little less awful.
And Cedric is 28, so he was 22.
Okay,
Dude,
that
22.
seems about right.
Well, again, it doesn't excuse anything.
No.
But
But that's definitely a 22-year-old thing to do.
what is a wrestler, dude?
A rapist? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
no. What
Take
is
the
a wrestler?
rapist for 20.
Yeah, you will. Where does professionalism fall on the level of being a wrestler?
Now let's
Where does your character end? Where does the individual begin? And who bears the brunt? Who bears the responsibility? How much can you say is in character? How far is a wrestler, especially like 6+ years ago, away from shock jocks?
yeah. So let's do this first. I
Because
apologize.
that was part of the whole. It was part of the whole Tim Gunn thing. Was the whole he was trying to be shocking back then. He wasn't as much a director as like I don't want to use the word gadfly ever, but like he was a little more nebulous in what he was doing. He wasn't the director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
He was James Gunn guy. He does weird stuff. Oh, he's shocking and irreverent. And again, what was Twitter back then too? These are all things that have to be taken into consideration. But you've gone ahead and pulled up the tweets. I almost said a different word, but that would have been bad.
All right, so Cedric's apology.
There we go.
Hey.
That's us.
You want to put that into the mic because that'll be great.
Yeah, I will.
Cedric tweets, and this was after he went through and scrubbed his entire timeline. Like he made his account private, deleted everything, and then came back with this.
Yeah, but the beauty of that though, or the bad part of that though, someone has that somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's screenshots, and I'd seen
Yeah,
them, and I wish
there's
I would have
nothing
thought.
you could do.
Yeah, I wish I would have thought to just to have them to be able to show them to you if you hadn't seen them, or read them if you're listening to us at a later date.
Right.
6 years ago, I found, quote, humor in bad jokes. At the time, it was a harmless joke between friends. In those 6 years, I've become a father, husband, and grown into a much different man. I have offended and hurt many with my past, and for that, I am deeply sorry and apologize for my actions. I mean, I believe him.
Yeah.
I have no reason not to believe that he's sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But harmless joke between friends in public space.
Okay. So many facets to discuss with that. What is Twitter and what was Twitter?
Yeah. Here, let's read Ty's apology.
Okay.
I have no excuse for my old tweets. I was a different person 6 years ago, and I'm beyond ashamed at what I considered, quote, humor. I'm so damned embarrassed. I'm truly sorry to anyone I've offended. Again, I tend to believe him. I especially he says he's embarrassed and ashamed. I tend to believe him. No excuse for my old tweets. He put this out like right after SmackDown last night, whereas Cedric, I think, put his out this morning. So I mean, this all happened yesterday, essentially. Like it came to light yesterday. Somebody's throwing shade and what have you. Here, let me switch back to this. So what is Twitter? What was Twitter?
And it's hard to find the line on a lot of these things because it'd be one thing if we had like one nebulous facet to discuss and you could have a debate on it, but you have several variables in here and you're trying to find one conclusion on it. So let's start with that. What is Twitter? What was Twitter? Because now it's more of a public face. It's become a realm of bots, and it's become a realm of self-promotion. This is like, I get followed every day by authors. Like, here's my book. I wrote a book. And you can tell the vast majority of, or like you follow somebody and you get the auto reply back. It's populated by advertising for the most part, a lot of part. And there's a lot of individuals on there, but it's become a more public forum. That's how you can almost tell it's become more accessible and out there by the amount of advertising that happens to be on there.
Yeah.
6 years ago, Twitter was kind of a Wild West, especially 9 years ago,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Well, I remember when I first got on there, it was like getting into a public chat room.
And
Just
that's
going in
that is a very different mindset from public-facing social media.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know, the social media really had a it wasn't part of society at that point.
I remember
There's a big difference between a chat room and a public forum.
Right. I remember. So this would have been summer of 2009 ish.
I love that John Mellencamp song.
I remember being on there again, this chat room mentality. You're just kind of sending out tweets to whomever, whomever's responding to you, and I mean, thumbing furiously. And I had a BlackBerry, so it was like And
Oh, make the satisfying
pearl.
noise. Right? Let me hear the sound.
Well, it was the pearl, so it
Oh.
didn't have the satisfying
Oh,
sound
boo!
until I moved on to the storm.
I never had
later.
a BlackBerry, but I always loved that sound. It's so weirdly soothing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a little chipmunk eating, maybe.
So thumbing out the tweets, and I remember at some point, Diddy had always been on. Like something happened where somebody was on the news talking about Twitter, and that morning when I woke up, before that happened,
Mhm.
it felt like that chat room. And then when I came back later that afternoon, it felt completely different. I don't know how to explain it in
Mhm.
words, but it just felt like this wave of people coming in,
No, I mean,
and suddenly it's
and
massive.
yeah, I see that in the chat. There's Jenny saying 6 years ago Twitter wasn't a public chat room anymore, though. But
Right.
when did it hit that point for different people? And the fact that it hit different people at different times with that mentality is kind of the part of it, kind of the point of it. Because there's people that'll join today and be like, it's the Wild West. I don't who the hell am I? I'm just gonna say whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's saying something to be shocking, saying something to be irreverent, saying something to stand out.
Being ghoulish.
You're right there with me.
Mhm.
Point 3, being a goddamn ghoul.
Maybe he was being a ghoul.
Or I mean, because we have. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that gets Twitter as a weapon when we get into that. But where do you feel Twitter is now? Is it a public facing front? Is it your face to the world, or is it a private place for your own thoughts? Is it a journal? Would you look at somebody's old live journal in the same scrutiny?
You should, because technically speaking, when I joined
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, although I say it was like a chat room, it was pitched as microblogging.
Yeah.
It was pitched as you're putting together little tiny
That
blogs
was-
at a
that-
time.
And that was how they build it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
Microblogging.
I honestly I don't I like the 140.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
Anybody that goes beyond it, I'm done.
I don't want to read paragraphs on
No.
Twitter.
What is that? Formatting and grammar? Shorten all of those words, please, sir. 1 of 4
Remember, a
Two
million grammatical errors
of 4. Because who cares?
and misspelling.
But
'cause
now
you had to.
you apply for a job, somebody's gonna look at your tweets from 8 years ago and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this guy was an idiot. Probably still is.
Yes. But it.
When you originally went to Twitter,
Mhm.
was your mindset, hey, this is a good social media platform for me to push my projects and connect with fans, connect with other like-minded individuals and build a community? Or was it, hey, it was a fun place to dick around. Here we go.
Well, initially, when I first signed up, so the first couple of days, maybe to a week, it was to push to the Mike and Bob show.
Mhm.
They signed up, and I wanted to tweet at the Mike and Bob show while they were on the air.
It was an underground way to get to him, wasn't it?
Mhm.
It was a back channel.
Well,
it
I
was a
mean,
fun way to
It
get
had
there.
the hotline, so I could
that
have
was
called the hotline.
I
but-
know you could. But I mean that was part of it. And that was what made it weirdly exclusive and weirdly kind of cool.
Hey, Basil.
Hello, sir. Any relation to
Sorry.
Joe? Just curious.
Yeah.
The last name looks familiar. But there was a level of exclusivity to it. It was a secret club
A little.
to an extent. And I think a lot of people kind of come in with that.
Well,
I mean, unless you're going in as a celebrity, but at these points in time, you have to get into, after what is Twitter, what is a wrestler?
Mhm.
Especially when if you're not signed to a major company at that point, or even if you're one of the larger, but not WWE level, what are you at that point? At a certain point, you have to be kind of a huckster, a self promoter,
Yeah, right.
a bit of a showman.
Hulkster.
No, that's you, just you. Because that other dude.
Oh,
eh.
hi.
Oh, hi. But I don't know if I want to change off of that because again, I talk about there's many facets to what is happening here and where is the controversy.
Well, I
Is there controversy? I think we can all kind of agree on it.
Yeah.
But at what point does it become malicious character assassination using what little weaknesses or flaws in the armor that somebody allows? It's
So
Do you give more credence to somebody who's righteously pursuing somebody, or do you give credence to any argument, even if it's someone looking specifically for character assassination purposes?
So, to finish my thought on
Continue, I'm sorry.
what I was using Twitter for, like seriously, within a week ish, I leapt into the search function and realized, oh, there's a lot I can do with this.
Yeah.
And I realized then that I don't necessarily need to be on my best behavior because clearly ... stupid.
Word.
I mean, it works for me. But I had to be myself. But you have to be mindful. Now, rape jokes aren't. I'm not going to be tweeting rape jokes.
Thank you.
Like that's just not.
The world thanks you, sir.
At least I don't think so. Because when I first signed up, I was still drinking. So it's possible
See,
that if
there-
you go
there-
all the way back, it's possible that they might be there. I don't think so. I'd like to think that even drunk me wouldn't have done that.
Mhm.
It is possible. Now, do you give credence to the person who's digging this up? Man,
do you have to look at their motivation?
it seems like in a situation like this, all that it can be is an attempt at assassination of character.
Yeah, because is anybody really going back specifically to be offended? And do you give credence to people that are genuinely offended but have gone out of their way to search out something to be offended by? Where is that line of righteousness? Or are we even allowed to question that? Is that something we're allowed to take into consideration as a variable as far as behavior? Do we have to take the accuser into account? Is there a victim? Was anybody really offended?
Well,
And
yes.
if nobody really was, is it still objectionable behavior?
I don't. I think that somebody was offended.
Okay.
Now, rather, whether it was the person who brings it to light, I
Uh-huh.
doubt.
I always doubt.
I highly doubt that
'Cause
person was
usually the
offended.
person that's offended is going to say, well, F that dude.
This was ooh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Twitter does what it does,
Mhm.
and man, rape is offensive. Duh. So yeah, like somebody out there is going to be at worst triggered by just the mere mention of. And by the way, we've now mentioned that word like a lot, so trigger warning. Sorry, a little late. But yeah, somebody was offended by that, and it was brought to light by somebody who didn't give a shit.
Exactly. So, where does the culpability lie more for you personally? Now, you don't have to answer it. This is a more of a thought exercise for us, because I think in a weird way, as much as the dumb stuff as we go through and talk about, we like the mental exercise of exploring something to its fullest
Yeah.
capacity. Are you more offended by the individual that says something offensive, or the person that says, "Ooh, look, 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 look! I'm bringing it up and putting it in your face. You should be offended, offended, offended." I'm biasing the question a little bit, but it's like, where does the fault necessarily lie? The original person, because the original person can and does often take responsibility for it. They own the culpability. They don't blame anybody else, and that's usually the best way. But I could see somebody just as easily coming out and saying, "Hey, this a-hole's trying to characterize as, yeah, I said some dirty stuff. I'm not that person anymore. Whatever."
Yeah.
And then that becomes a tirade of, well, they didn't apologize enough.
Yeah.
What is enough of an apology? And how much do you have to apologize for something you said 6 to 8 years ago that hasn't been an issue until somebody pulled it up and put it in somebody else's face? Or are you automatically absolved of something just because nobody's offended? Is the behavior still bad if nobody says, "Hey, that's bad"? And that puts it more on the individual. Do they feel bad about what they did?
Yeah.
Or do they only feel bad because it got called out? So many variables in
Yeah.
this. So it's like, who's right, who's wrong? It's like, it all stinks.
It does all stink. But
Yeah.
I mean, I go back to both Cedric and Ty should have just never tweeted that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I get it. You know what I mean? Like that
Okay.
things, you thumb things out and
Okay. I'm gonna hurt your brain more. Ready?
okay.
What is a wrestler?
What is a wrestler?
So, are they somebody that has to engage and be offensive sometimes, and be in character, and be self-promotive, and be a little in character at times and out of character at others? And what place does that fall in social media? When do they get to be who they are? And this gets back to that the whole Gawker trial. When are you who you are, and when are you who you want to be?
Yeah. So, again, this goes back to
And can you still be you, but that be who you were then? Does that immediately saddle you with the guilt of those actions of who you were then as to who you are now?
But I'm trying to figure out 6 years ago,
Uh-huh.
as far as I can remember, Cedric Alexander has been a squeaky clean babyface
Yeah.
in every promotion.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't pretend to know that that's 100% factual,
Right.
but in ROH, him and Caprice Coleman, they were squeaky clean babyface tag team.
Right.
When he broke out on his own, as far as I remember, squeaky clean. So I can't
Okay.
see that being part of character. I think that was just him playing with friends on Twitter.
Okay, but do you have to
Doesn't make it okay.
do you have to hold him to those standards? If he's playing the good guy, does he have to be the good guy everywhere he goes, or immediately it becomes salacious? Like, how bad do you have to rip the transmission in your social media vehicle for it to be something that calls your behavior into question? What is the right way to act online? Because I don't think
Yeah,
anybody really effing knows.
Yeah.
I think I might be the closest, where I just shut up and don't say anything. Like, I go there and look and see what other dumb stuff other people are saying. That's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
You know what? Feel pretty good about it. That being said, go through my history. Go ahead, because I guarantee you'll find something. If you want to bury me,
Yeah.
it's not hard.
Yeah.
If you wanted to bury you, I could easily find something and take it out of context. Look at your tweets, look at your Facebook posts, and say to yourself, are you going to be comfortable having to read this back in court someday? Because I got a lot that, hey, man. It's
All
like,
that Easter candy.
I just there's gonna be the lawyer standing across me, Mr.
Why were you
Emilio. What
eating
did
Easter
you
candy for a year?
What did you mean by that? Like, Easter candy, is that code for something? Are you on meth? I'm not now or ever.
Just a stupid joke.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
I don't think it's funny. I don't think anybody here thinks it's funny. Well, yeah, I'm bad at this, man. What do you want from me? I still am. I haven't grown or learned anything. Anything can be taken out of context at the same time. That being said, do we blame them for somebody going through parsing for watchwords?
I think, man.
Had they not said the R word,
It's
would it still be as big a deal? Would they have still brought that up, and would they still apologize and be embarrassed for it? Oh my God, this is gonna be the fun game. Hey, here's a new fun Twitter game. Leave poor Justin alone, because Justin's pushing his stuff. Go ahead back through my stuff and say, hey, what did you mean by this, Mister? And then at me. And you know what? I'll apologize to you. Go for it. At the Nate Project. I ain't looking.
you're gonna look.
Yeah, it's gonna
You're
be
gonna
all.
get
It's gonna be all GMYD promotion. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be an at to somebody else in the middle of a conversation, taken out of context. It's be like, I don't know what the hell I was doing, because guess what? Vast majority of the time, that stuff is so stream of consciousness that it comes and goes just as quickly.
Yeah.
But then it stays there forever.
And I guess that's what it goes back to. Because even me at my stupid level, 6 years ago,
Yeah, no, you don't have to really go through my tweets, okay? It's fine. I don't know what's there. So, you know what? Surprise me. Go ahead and at me and say, what did I mean by this? And quote something that I didn't say, and I'll still apologize, because I don't know, man. I don't know what I put on there.
I can't remember all my tweets. But just
Can't
thinking,
remember all your tweets from today.
yeah. Although I
Justin
haven't.
loves Justin. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Hey, at you only live once. What's your favorite, I don't know, song?
I'm dying for her to answer that. That's why I've asked several times. Like she plays the piano,
Uh-huh.
and I really would like to know what her favorite song that she's learned.
I
is.
know you would
I
because
just
you're
wanna
going to
know.
cover it like immediately.
No, I want to know
Mhm.
these things. I'd like to know things about her. That's all. Why is that a bad thing? It isn't. See, I see you working. You're
Oh.
trying to figure out
Because
why
I'm
that's a
thinking of
bad
something
thing.
I was going to post on social media earlier today,
Mhm.
but then I second guessed myself and didn't.
And see, here's the thing. Like even
I'm not going to tell you either.
well, even now, right now, we're on a way lesser extent. But 6 years ago, let's see, 2012 would have been the year before YWS went to radio. So YWS would have been around. YMS, ZMS probably started. So I'm podcasting and pushing my stuff.
There you go.
There's no way I'm putting out tweets like that.
Mhm.
No way. I know that people are going to be
Sa-
looking at me.
Same basic concept.
If you're a professional wrestler, chances are you're trying to get to the WWE. I
Yeah.
know that's not the be all end all anymore. But I mean, you're trying to get to a bigger company. Even New Japan at some point is probably looking at tweets.
Right. Oh, they had the whole thing with what's her name? Zahara.
Yeah.
Zahara was like basically signed, and then it was like, oh no, you got to go.
Yep.
We went back through your history, and we said,
Yep.
even if you say, I was just young and stupid, and it was just a joke, doesn't matter. Still cost you a gig.
Yeah.
She could be a big star at the front of the women's revolution at the moment.
She could.
Nope.
And
It's just that easy.
yeah.
Something you did, the fact that something you did, something you not even said, something you wrote on a flippantly in something that's quickly lost into, you feel is going to be just simply lost into the ether.
Mhm.
And it can come back and haunt you 6 to 10 years later.
Yeah.
And it's not murder. like,
It's a tweet.
what? Is there also, is there a statute of limitations on the court of public opinion?
No, there should be.
Like
but
if
there
somebody goes back and looks at Betty White's Twitter from the 1950s, and she's like saying, "Yeah, you know what I hate? Anything." And it's just like, do we hold her accountable for that now, or do we let the court of public opinion do its thing? Because I think it all comes down to ease up. That's pretty much my philosophy on any of the social media. Hey, ease up. The people that are offended and don't like it and think he's a piece of garbage as a result of it, they're going to think he's a piece of garbage as a result of it, and they're not going to patronize him. They're not going to like him. They're not going to follow him. They're going to run away screaming or actively campaign and promote against.
Yeah.
The people that don't care aren't going to care. Who do you hear? The people that are upset the most about it. And usually those people are getting it from a third source who's a disruptor, a rabble-rouser, a dredger, you know? So it's like, again, variables.
I mean, I still go back to
You're
don't tweet
responsible for
that.
your own actions.
Don't tweet that, and none of this is happening.
But
It doesn't appear like there's going to be any major ramifications. They both, tweeted apologies.
Okay.
I mean, and both seemed sincere. It's hard to really tell
Uh-huh.
via Twitter. Again, but that goes to no. Go ahead.
the level that they're apologizing at, I don't know if it's commensurate with the actions. I feel like 6 years on, they could say, yeah, that was dumb. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that's me talking as somebody who, if I haven't disagreeing with somebody, I'd rather talk with them face to face.
Right.
If we're fighting and we're texting, I'm gonna stop texting you and I'm gonna come see you in person, show up at a house and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Because that solves stuff right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get out
Lose
from
tone.
behind. Yeah, tone and context are very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like some of this stuff, maybe not this, I don't know. I don't know the ramifications of it. And I can only speak for myself, and I would never deign to speak for everyone else.
Right.
This could all be, yeah, that was dumb and I was young and I was dumb and I was stupid. Meh. And that should be fine for most everybody. But the apologies end up being like these giants just they haven't established a form yet, but it's almost like I feel like there's a form being established. To anyone I've offended, I'm sorry. I'm a different person. I've grown as a person. These were the actions of a stupid. I realize that they've hurt the individuals. Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like we're getting to a point where there's a crafted form letter for levels of sincerity, and it has to be above. It's like all the check marks have to be hit for an apology. And I almost feel like the more sincere of an apology, not these in particular, are becoming more insincere by having to check all of those little tick marks.
Yeah.
And to anyone that's been offended, I apologize. These were the actions I take full responsibility for. These are reprehensible, and I should set a better example. And it's like all of these tick marks that have to be ticked. I feel those are more insincere. I would almost prefer to hear in person. This is somebody that lives more off of social media of, yeah, that was dumb and that was stupid. I shouldn't have said that. I almost believe those more than I do the big crazy apologies.
How do you deliver that?
I don't
in this
know.
World? Like, go live? Hey, man.
Hey,
Hi.
or how every YouTube video starts. Hey, it's your boy so and so here.
Click that subscribe button.
Hey, oh yeah, like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for I don't know, some magic. Welcome to YouTube. It's every apology you've ever heard. Jeez, I don't know why the video is exactly 10 minutes and 40 seconds, but it is. Enjoy. Oh.
I know of an ex-WWE star who should stay the F off of Twitter, especially now. Let's see, Vintage Nate for branding. S. I think a Google Maps car just went by as my underweared ass was on the front porch pointed towards the street.
I was legitimately concerned that I was going to pull up Google Maps and my underwear-clad ass was pointed at the street.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to turn around and you see the Google car. You're like, oh no, that's forever. Oh, it's like I've hurt the value of my house. Oh God.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, you can stop that now. You don't have to. do
Sorry
it.
for being this vintage Nate for branding.
Oh, what did I do?
Sorry for being the creepy lurking bald guy tonight. I assure you, I'm just shy and mean well. Great show as always.
Holy crap! You know what that might have been? At your wrestling show, I imagine.
At YWS for life.
Well, okay.
We don't have a thing
It
like
still
that.
exists. Yeah. For now, for this week anyway.
Oh,
So
Mark,
pause. Stop that. Stop going. You know how I invited? Hold on. To anybody that was offended, I'd like to offer my deepest and sincerest apologies. I own my actions. And I would like to apologize to...
you want to apologize for life.
That's right. Just for the rest of it, man. For the rest of it. Yes, it was. Oh, my God. The fact that it took me back to that moment. Which also, good point to be made there. Took me back to exactly that moment when I wrote that out. I knew exactly what I was doing and exactly what I was saying. I got a feeling those sons of bitches knew exactly the context of those tweets when they came in. Like, oh, shit. Oh, God, I was talking to so-and-so, and she thought it was funny, and I was trying to weirdly impress her, kind of endear, but be salacious so I could, whatever. I didn't know Twitter was forever. Uh-oh. They knew exactly the context.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then there's no explaining it away.
I'm flipping my phone over.
So it's like, what do you do?
Was I... that was the thing. Was I tweeting... You don't answer this because I guess it was. Was I tweeting at you? Then it ain't your business. Stop listening in. So you good damn ghouls. Oh, I'm getting defensive now. See, this has turned me. I like playing with the variables and seeing where it
That's
lies.
But that's just it, though. If it's not to you, then why are you putting it out on a public forum?
I don't know. Because who the hell was I?
Yeah.
And those guys that are like in the indie level. Who the hell are they? They're just a dude.
At that point,
Yeah,
Dillinger
okay.
would have already been Stan.
Okay.
So this was after Stan, actually.
Look what
6
they made
years
him
ago.
do.
Yeah.
Kick
And then
Stan.
look what getting kicked in the face made him do.
Mhm.
Tweet our jokes.
Oh, Jesus.
How awful.
Okay. Extending on the what is a wrestler comment, I'm sorry to be like long on into this one, but there are so many facets to
Interesting
this, and it's
conversation, though.
it's so untouched kind of territory that we all kind of go, "Ee, ooh, ah." What is a wrestler responsible for? Are they responsible for their storylines? Are they responsible for what a character does? Like if somebody comes to them and say, "Hey, we've got this idea for you, and it's a little edgy, but we think it's going to be great. It's going to sell tickets. It's going to sell merch. You're going to be a bastard, but we got some redemption storyline for you down the road. And I think it's a good 6-month plan. We're gonna tour around with it. We're gonna take it. We're gonna do this and this and this and this. But you're gonna have to be an awful person for a little bit. Do you hold a wrestler personally responsible for what they're doing in that storyline?
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa. He is a heel in every sense of the on Twitter, he's being an awful person without crossing that line. There's nothing redeemable about Ciampa. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You come through his tweets, it's just awful tweet after awful tweet after awful tweet.
Every single one of them, isn't it?
And he's not
He's even
crossing that line.
He's
just
even
being a
gone
jerk.
back. He's even gone back to tarnish. Okay, so do you think there is a healthy line where you can be the character and be an awful character without being a garbage person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think you have to be a garbage person to be a bad guy.
So, a lot of stuff was done in the 90s, dude.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
That do we have to go back now? Is somebody at some point going to go back and say, "Hey, you need to apologize for this thing this writer wrote for you, and you were told to do on this show as part of your job as an entertainer, as a character in this show"?
No.
Are you responsible for it?
No.
Yeah, but I also think we've got a weird court of public opinion where the gotcha moments are so salacious and good for that person who also, you have no idea who tweeted those out. It isn't noted in any stories. It was just, Ty Dillinger has apologized for blah, blah, blah. Who brought it up?
Yeah.
I'd like to know that.
Yeah, really. Seriously. I
Oh,
would.
nobody? We don't know that? We can't find that? Or nobody cares?
Yeah.
Because that's not the salacious part. And they don't want their lives exposed. And they value their privacy. It's just, I wish...
Vintage Nate for branding. Do werewolves like moonshine?
Oh, that's just lame. I would like to apologize for that one. And I mean it. Jesus Christ, did I really write that?
Looks like it.
Okay, can you never Kane Candy, that's exactly kind of where I was going, the whole Triple H and Kane storyline.
Yeah.
I believe one point referred to Kane as a big red R. A word that's become far less acceptable these days. Mentally challenged in some way, if you will. Is he going to have to apologize for that someday? Is somebody going to pull that clip and go, "Hey, what do you think about this?"
Well, do we do that with other television programs?
That gets into the question. What is a wrestler? A wrestler is such a weird fine line between what is real, what is not. Where does
Is it
reality lie?
televised, though? Is also, I mean, it has to be part of it.
Okay.
Because
So anything said on television is immediately absolved?
no,
Okay.
I see what you're trying to do there. No.
Exactly, dude. Because it's a pendulum, and you're trying to get that shit to settle, and it ain't.
Yeah.
It's going. This is what they do. No, that's a shark. John Tenta.
Again, part of it you have to take into account the time, and this is next week on Deprogrammed when we talk about Def Leppard, and the week after when we do Motley Crue. Seriously, like this ties in.
Oh wow!
Because
Absolutely.
that's a lot to do. Like that kept being the argument made against me, the new ear, that you have to put yourself in the time, and so you have to give some leeway to the time,
Yeah.
at least, and to the fact that it's on television where it was written for you. None of it makes it okay, clearly.
Where does the culpability lie, and how much is there to go round? Is it a finite thing? And it, it's not gonna tell you, man. If somebody pulls up something and it's like, you can make me feel bad over stuff I've said more than anybody would feel bad ever reading it. And is that acceptable? Using people's own words and actions against them? Something you're not proud of, but was okay at the time. Is that a weirdly hurtful thing to and how much how much does that make you a bad person by pulling up bad stuff that's bad now and putting it in front of people now? Where does the culpability lie more on the accuser bringing that stuff up and putting it back in your face, or with the person that originally did it, but it was okay in the context or that time frame?
Yeah, I guess
Years are
I
weird.
also got to think about, like, why are we pulling back something from 2002, 2003? Like, why? Like,
Yeah.
again, it doesn't excuse it. Doesn't it
Where's the
doesn't
cutoff?
yeah, it doesn't excuse even 6 years ago with these tweets.
Mhm.
That's not an excuse. You're not excused for doing what you did.
Right.
But why are we going back? Like, did I do this yesterday? Did I do this? Am I doing this today?
Where's the cutoff?
I don't know, man.
Because in civil and legal recourse, you have a level of a statute of limitations on most things, right? Court of public opinion, there are no statutes of limitations. It's as far back and as deep as they want to dig for whoever is doing the digging. It's up to them to how far they want to take the deep dive into finding something to try to destroy you. And there's no responsibility on them. It's all your words against you, so I can use them however I want and dig as far as I need to. And that's terrifying. Now, why would you want to exist online for that? Why did I say something about werewolves and moonshine? That's stupid. Also, don't stop. It's weird. I kind of like the abuse.
So
Continue.
Christopher Brown,
Yeah.
I don't know where this tweet came from. I think he was talking about Jindrak.
Uh-huh.
Y'all won't drop the evolution talk when I moved on 15 years ago. Okay, let's talk about evolution. How did your punk-ass prick stooge evolve from this to this? Pics of Triple H from 2003 and last year, and pass a drug test like all your talent has to. Someone is playing, quote, games. And he tweets it at WWE Universe, #evolution, #ruthless fat ass. The tweet has since been deleted
Okay.
because, of course, it has. But
So,
it's
levels.
been deleted. I just read it on air, though.
Are you allowed to?
Allowed to tweet that?
No. Are you allowed to say that when somebody has since deleted it? Yes? Maybe? Did they say it? Yes.
You put it out there,
But they've taken it down.
which shows remorse. Man, I shouldn't have put that out there.
Yeah.
So maybe you shouldn't have put that out there to begin with.
Okay. But does that get a little bit of a level of the pass? Because I got to tell you, I think nothing makes people find your tweets and focus on them more than deleting them.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, just leave them in a sea of garbage. And most people will be like, garbage, whatever.
Pretty much the only time I delete is when I typo.
Yeah, because we're watching, Justin.
I know.
We're-
I hate
She's-
typos, and you
she's
can't
judging.
edit.
She's judging your grammar.
She can read my tweets now, Nathan. I'm not sure if you know this. She follows me now.
Ah.
Not Bay. Yet. I hope I was right, because I wasn't looking at it.
That's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not. I gotta get it right.
But yeah, I mean, what kind of credence do you give to that? There's levels of blind accusations. Well, not even blind accusations. He may have levels of validity to his arguments.
Yeah.
But social media is a realm in which you can make. I'm not saying this is. You can make baseless accusations, and sometimes those accusations are enough to hurt individuals quite a bit.
Yeah.
It could be literally anything. Accusations of racism, accusations of sexual assault, accusation of misconduct, accusations of being mean to a waitress. And they could stick, and they stick immediately. People either, and believe immediately, like, I knew he was a piece of garbage, and believe that.
Well, I mean,
Is there any culpability to the person that put that out there? Whether they have any sort of validity to that argument. If there's zero validity to that argument, but people go ahead and believe it just because. Or, even if it's true, can you make those statements if you don't have some sort of supporting thing to back it up? Court of public opinion doesn't care. Doesn't really care about evidence gathering and validity of people's rights or, proof or truth. anything really.
Well, I personally fell victim to it. When was that? January with Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it got put out, and I kind of went, I could see that.
Mhm.
You know, without,
Cat's tainted forever.
yeah,
Even if it's baseless. And that gets to be, are you more upset with the accusations and the possibility that happened?
mm-hmm.
Or is part of you tainted by his reaction to it and how he dealt with it? Again, the difference between I'm hitting all the tick boxes on my apology, and I've said all the things I'm supposed to say, and good, bye. Or I'm going to release a diss track
Yeah,
for a private citizen who accused me of something.
yeah,
That affects how you think about him, though, right?
yeah. How he responded definitely didn't clean up the accusation,
No.
which he,
If anything, it's tainted him.
yeah,
There's gonna be tertiary wrestling organizations that are like, yeah, we need that dude. He's a big dude.
If he's a
He can
draw,
come
he's
through
a
here.
draw.
He's a
Yeah.
draw. He's a draw.
That goes back to your question: what's a wrestler?
Exactly. Somebody that puts asses in seats.
He or she is a draw.
Is that fair? Exactly. That's the answer I wanted. I wanted to make your brain hurt. Go. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's right, but you know very well. If you saw people come through the area, you'd be like, "Oh, Jesus, that guy."
Yeah.
Really?
I still kind of feel that way about Rich Swann.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that
Were the
I could-
accusations baseless? Maybe. Yeah. Were they dropped? Yes. Does that absolve him of guilt? Legally. But does that destroy his character?
Does he have a history? Like there's so many factors and variables, and
We haven't even hit all of the variables, sir.
I know.
That's the thing of it. You've got the entire alphabet of letters right there, and they're all right next to each other in a giant algebra equation, and you're being told solve for X. I don't know why it's all sex. It's all sex though. Could be Y, but then we're graphing.
X-Pac.
Yes.
Boom. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was there.
And Xbox was a dirty, awful individual back in his time on TV.
Yeah.
Seems like a sweet dude.
Does seem like a really nice dude.
Yeah, who just wants like the best for people
Yeah.
in a weird way. What do you have to live with? Here's a thought, and this can get into personal opinion. What are your thoughts on? I'm gonna throw out an individual's name.
Mm-hmm.
Disco. Exactly, because of a couple tweets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Although
How do you feel about?
it's more vile.
How do you feel about Michael Elgin? Were those even tweets?
No.
Where did they come out?
Personal text via Twitter.
But it affects how you think about them, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if those end up being baseless, not talking him specifically, but the accusations come out baseless, what level of value do we attribute to the assassination of character? How much has he lost? How many people are going like, I don't like that dude,
Yeah.
just because somebody can say something without any proof? You can't quantify it, and you can't qualify it in any way. That's the court of public opinion, man. And it's an ugly and awful place to have to live. And these people have to go to work there.
Yeah.
And you don't know who you're getting. Is it the person or is it the character? Are they crafting a public image for that individual? Are they who they are?
I should hope that with some of these things, that's not the case. Like our jokes. I should hope.
Tell me, Justin.
Uh-huh.
If somebody went back through the entire Justin Wilson catalog,
Mm-hmm.
would they find something that you'd go, ooh,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I couldn't point
Even
to
if
what,
it
but I'm
wasn't
sure.
you, if it was somebody else on the show,
Yeah.
there's going to be something that somebody could bring up and go, what did you mean by, I mean, you sat by as this was going on, and you said nothing. You were okay with this. You continued with the show as though somebody could throw that stank on you because of it.
Yeah.
What level of responsibility? Would you like to apologize now? You shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to, but
Exactly.
especially
But-
if it's somebody else that did it.
Doesn't
But
matter. You were tacit, and your tacit approval is enough to tarnish your image, sir.
yeah, I would
Though
like.
if you like his image, patreon.com/oh hi Justin. Support him in all his wacky wanderings. I don't know what to say.
I would like.
One of these days he's going to drink from a fire hose and he's going to put that shit on the internet. It's
I
gonna be
would
amazing.
like to think that people who know me know that I'm not much of a like I don't like controversy. I don't like what's conflict.
Uh-huh.
I steer away from conflict.
Mhm.
So if
Hard to stay clean, dude.
I mean, yeah, but I'd like to think that if somebody dug something up from an old show,
Uh-huh.
that they would know me well enough to know that I just am not a fighter like that.
And what happens if it's a
Complete stranger?
complete stranger who's like, I need to assassinate his character? Hey, that
like
Justin
that.
Wilson guy.
Yeah.
He took old Pete Rosenberg's spot. I liked Pete Rosenberg. I'm going to look up what I can find on that Justin Wilson guy.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
I-
That being said, is it time for us to character assassinate Pete Rosenberg? No. You know why? Even if we don't like the dude, 'cause I don't really have an opinion one way or the other.
Oh no, I don't like the dude.
It's fun to hate on him.
I don't.
I enjoy hating on him
Well, yeah, like
because I'm an awful person.
to me, that's what like he. I don't like who he is on screen. That's all I need. I don't need to find if there's like reason more to hate him because I just don't like him on my screen.
Right.
That's enough for me.
Right.
If you don't like somebody on your screen, you don't need to like dig up stuff for more reasons to hate them and try to bring them down.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
But what if you want to?
Then you're an awful human, probably.
Are you?
Yeah.
And is there any recourse for that?
It depends. Okay, so like it really
Nothing ever happens to that person.
rarely ever. It really depends on
The slander and libel live online.
what you're accusing said person of,
Uh-huh.
and whether or not they did it. I guess, because you
How
have
much is your character worth? Put a value on it.
mine 0.
Nah, dude. like
'Whoa.
40, 50 bucks. You cool.
What do we got here?
Somebody talking wrestling to us. First of all, I want to point out, of course, Ellie, of course, putting hashtag Justin is great.
That is true.
She's got a point. She has a point. I'm just glad there's no more. No, enough hardcore cuddling for everyone. Gather in for a group grope.
Yeah, that's not real.
Did I say that?
I mean, I'm sure you did. Vintage Nate for branding.
Christ almighty. What a bad person. Stop. For real. She's just going to dig further now.
About tree fitting.
It's good. It's good.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that netted more show than I had planned.
Well, dude, I've got like 4 more hours of that, but I think that's enough to say none of this is set in stone, and that's what happens when a new medium comes about. Social media is still new, and we live in a weird time where more stuff happens faster, so the timeline gets way shorter, but our memories are just as long as they've ever been. So we haven't adjusted to that world. 6 years in online time would have been 200 years
Yeah.
100 years ago. It's just the later on in the timeline we go, the quicker things move, the quicker things evolve. And you would think the quicker things fade away, but nah, man, that memory stays longer than the current medium does going forward. It's weird. The backlog is longer. I don't know how to succinctly say that.
To wrap it up,
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Wrapping up specifically Ty and Cedric.
Mhm.
Shouldn't have tweeted that. They tweeted out apologies that appear to be sincere,
Uh-huh.
at least as much as you can be on Twitter, I guess. And I hope no further action is taken for something that happened 6 years ago.
Right.
No matter how awful what they said was.
And especially when it's just words, man.
Yeah.
You gonna let words hurt you?
I think what we're going to do here real quick is, because we'll need a nice change of pace, is go ahead and take a quick break.
Okay. He's got to pee. Everybody.
Potty if we need to. get some more Giants if we need to. Ghouls.
You and the ghouls.
Me and the ghouls. Me and these ghouls. We'll be right back. It's hashtag WrestlePals.
That
think this is over? Or we're just getting started, baby? Because I stay high!
It's time for hashtag WrestlePals Hour 2.
Drink it in, man.
Drink it in and
Turn
the
it
mic
on, man. I got covered in. Look, like one drop hit me, I can feel it. God damn, that's good Zites.
Where can you feel it? Down in your plums? Which reminds me, I haven't put one out yet today.
Sir, that was not even a setup, but I'm glad that you took it and did your thing. Do your thing. You be the glorious monster that you is.
No, this ain't Monster. This is Zites.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cherry lime. Oh, so good. Hashtag WrestlePals Hour 2. And I think we're actually going to talk a little bit more about wrestling.
What?
Look, I love conversations like Hour 1
They're fun.
because it lives in what's happening with wrestling, but I hate being results driven.
Mhm.
I don't want to just talk about this is what happened on Raw, this is what happened on SmackDown, this is
Yeah.
what happened on NXT, this is what happened on Slammiversary, this is what happened on the pay-per-view. I don't want to talk about. I don't
But
like
did you
talking
see
about.
what happened on NXT, though?
These are the matches that are going to happen on SummerSlam. These
Uh-huh.
are the matches that are going to happen on the next TNA pay-per-view. These are going to. I don't want to be that.
I like
there's so
being-
many pods that do that.
I like being a philosophy show, dude.
Yeah, man. I like thinking about stuff.
That being said, I mean, we kind of like to do like something a little more evergreen, something you can listen to at any time, and it's still very relevant at the top of the show. If you got anything in mind that you like as kind of an for lack of a better term, evergreen topic, throw them our way. Because, man, nothing we like more than tumbling around ideas and bouncing back off of each other. We kind of like the way each other's minds work, and we like the ways y'all's do, too. And we like when y'all jump in there, unless you're retweeting my old tweets. At which point, you can just,
Spare me some,
nah, I'm good.
brother. When I was saying it, spare me some, brother.
That's going to come
Brother.
up in court. Hogan's going to sue you next. See, that's Terry Bollea's soup. It's different. Okay. You just... It's nothing he loves more than
That was a good drum break.
soup. Never, ever, ever fade out music again. This is forever, whatever we do, ever, ever, ever.
I think it works better
Please.
for WrestlePals.
It's so good every single time. It has never ended and I've been like, oh, well, that feels awkward. It's always, oh, that feels awkward. Yay.
Because we're stupid. We are stupid. I think what we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about results. We mentioned last week on the show because it happened as we were on the air, or right before we went on air. Last week's NXT Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the
Yes.
NXT Championship. You look confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm in trouble
Uh-oh.
for something I said 6 years ago. It's beside the point. No. Hold on, I gotta erase my Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think it was a Ninja Turtles joke. I think that's fine. When I have to explain it to myself, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Tommaso Ciampa.
First of all,
They need to get his pronunciation of his name correct. Just agree on one. Go with it.
I mean, you'll notice that sometimes I go Ciampa and sometimes I say Ciampa.
Ciampa. I heard a lot of Ciampa from the announcer, but whatever.
So,
Mm.
first of all, this match, Ciampa versus Black, arguably one of the better televised NXT matches ever, period. NXT television.
The fact that that wasn't a takeover match is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, they got, what, like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That show's only usually around 55, 56.
And you got to tell you, just the tight formatting of the show, too, because you had Adam Cole. I'm sorry, I'll let you finish your drink first. Adam Cole
Baby!
being his... That was the most Adam Cole we've seen in a long time. And Ricochet coming out and having a lot of character, too.
Tyler Breeze, baby!
Okay. He's on the house shows. That man's going to work
Liv
somewhere.
Morgan, baby!
It's not how that works. You can't just put anybody in there.
Call her baby.
And then we had a Lacey Evans match
Liv Morgan, baby.
with the women's right.
Oh, she's great.
Fantastic.
She is well on the rise.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And it's something I noticed a couple weeks ago. I haven't put that thought out there.
Mhm.
The NXT women's division right now, almost completely comprised of Mae Young Classic competitors last year.
And we got another one right around the corner
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of fun styles coming.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to start digging into that here
we
soon.
will. We will.
But
Because that's going to end up wrapping up at the
in October.
I'm
at
really, really, really glad. Again, 6 to 10 years ago, it would have been WWE Ladies Night.
Yep.
Thank you
Thank you.
for not naming it that.
All right, I'm putting this out here.
Yes, sir.
Here because this is part of why Ohio Justin exists. This is part of me changing as who I am as a person. This is the first time this has ever been put out publicly.
Okay, what's up, man?
October 28th,
Mhm.
the day of WWE Evolution pay-per-view.
Uh-huh.
It's the day after my birthday.
Okay.
My birthday's October 27th. I'm putting that out there so people can actually tell me happy birthday. Most of my closest friends don't even know. I've known DJ for 20 years. He doesn't know my birthday. My brother, Rob,
Mhm.
doesn't know my birthday. He knows it's late October, but every time he asks, I won't tell him.
Okay.
I need to change this about myself. Not that I want,
He
tell
wants
me happy
presents, you bastards. He wants gifts, and they better be cool.
I don't want anything. And that's why I've always hit it. And it's
Mhm.
always just been, it's just a
You
day.
know what you're doing? You're not even asking for like love or acceptance here. what you're doing is you're opening yourself up for the love that people want to give to you. And you know what? That's good, and that's a healthy thing
Still
to
not
do.
changing it on Facebook.
See, you
'cause
you think that you feel like you're asking for it, like you're almost begging for it. You're allowing people to give you the love that you deserve, dude. And that's okay. That is something you also can't handle, but still, it's a healthier way to be. You're not begging for attention, man. The people want to give it to you.
Yeah.
Let them give you that love. Let them reach their hand out to you.
But that's what I was trying to say last week.
Mhm.
That Evolution is the day after my birthday, and I think I'd really like to go. I'm going to talk to my wife, and I'm going to see New York. I mean, I floated the idea of because
Ooh.
the Jericho Cruise starts on my birthday. It's the 27th to the 31st, I think. And that just it can't happen 'cause
Right.
it's a Saturday to a Tuesday, so the kids will be in school. Can't happen. Plus, expensive. Unfortunately, it's a cruise.
Such is the way of things.
But I don't know, a weekend trip up to New York.
Yeah, and you got the family a little more. What part of New York is it going to be?
Well, let's see. They're at
Oh
the
no,
Nassau
it's
Coliseum,
going to
right?
be
So-
Nassau Coliseum. That's
Yeah.
right. Shoot.
So, I mean, it's the city,
Uh-huh.
so it'll be expensive. But Connecticut is cheaper, I think.
Nassau Coliseum should be right off the Long Island Railroad, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know the I almost said geometry. I don't know that well either. Geography as well. You might be able to train it up there, dude.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
And like train up and like all the way to the damn Coliseum.
yeah. You know, it's just something. I know she's not a big fan of wrestling, but if we made a weekend trip out of it,
Mhm.
where we're going to stay in New York, and just the Sunday I'm going to go to the pay-per-view at night before we go home,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
Nice.
Anywho,
Yeah.
before we got there, we were.
The NXT.
Mhm.
And I was going through how the
even know
show
how.
was. It was a fantastic show. It wasn't just a filler. Okay, here's Ciampa. It was Adam Cole and Ricochet setting up for Takeover,
Mhm.
and getting great character development from both of those, who are dudes that are just. Ricochet is oozing talent, and it looks like they're helping refine his character some, and it feels good.
Mhm.
It feels like they're pressing it. It's like, dude, we know you're one of the greatest talents in the world. We want to get some of your personality too because it's great.
Mhm.
Push it and roll with it, dude. People will love you if you just put yourself out there. Hey, Justin,
Yeah.
people will love you if you just put yourself out there and let them. And the same with Adam Cole. Adam Cole didn't, baby. Just first of all, I want to say his weird little smirky, like eyes like half shut smirk, and then the crooked finger, and then the boom.
It's beautiful.
I went back and watched it again. It's like, no, I want to see the entire entrance again.
Yeah.
And then he did it. It's just boom. It was amazing. So much good. And then and then the Lacey Evans match, fantastic display of her. So it was a solid, good, full, beautiful hour.
Mhm.
Then you get to the Ciampa and
Aleister
Black.
Black.
I've liked Aleister Black. He's good. He's very dominant. I like him.
Mhm.
I have never seen so much character from him until Ciampa started running him down.
Yeah.
I swear, man, nothing builds a better face or somebody you can get behind than a bastard of a person running them down.
Yeah.
And you know what? I cared for Aleister Black at this point. Because before, he's had amazing matches. Like the last TakeOver, you had Ciampa and Gargano headlining the damn thing. I almost felt like the NXT title was an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Aleister Black versus Lars Sullivan in a just ridiculous garbage, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Overshadowed. Now you got Ciampa's full attention placed on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like it elevated Black like crazy. And I cared.
And almost
Ciampa
immediately. Yeah.
made me care wholeheartedly.
And again, like we talked last week about getting the spotlight and then delivering, which I think it's two like very different things. You can get the spotlight all you want, and what do you do with it? Ciampa's getting this very bright spotlight shine, and he's delivering with
Like
any and everybody.
Crazy.
I'm so interested to see like who he's going to be working with, because you can make a massive babyface out of this.
because I thought it was like, yeah, there's magic between him and Gargano, and I thought, okay, I'd like to see what he does with anybody else, and then I see him with Black, and it made you care so much about Black in the course of a few tweets and a couple of interview segments. Cared like crazy.
And
Black was oh, he's great, I like him.
yeah,
Now it's like, oh, that guy's amazing, I like him.
yeah.
And
Wait
I
till
want
you
to
see what happens tonight.
I want to see him with I want to see him button up against anybody.
Yeah,
Because it was fun watching him and Black and Almas together.
yeah.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Ciampa's got a little bit of a little magic factor to him, though, man. And it's just, ooh.
Again, it goes back to I think he's the only pure heel in WWE. I don't know anybody who's because even Almas has Tranquilo pose, which is something that's redeemable.
Yeah.
Even Miz has awesome, or you're watching the most must-see show on television, Miz TV.
And
People chant with
chant
that.
along.
That's
What does
redeemable.
WWE stand for?
Walk with Elias, redeemable.
Even the most awful person. Like, who's the most awful person on the roster?
Owens,
No, he's wonderful. He's
Yeah.
adorable.
but
What
I
are
mean,
you talking
like
about?
he's
I want to hug the man. I want to go to the zoo with that man.
Most redeemable thing about him is his in-ring work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not so much because he's doing everything right, like as far as mic work, and there's nothing. I mean, he has T-shirts, but like he's nothing chant worthy. There's, he even takes a powder, which not many heels do. Like at the beginning of the match,
He does a fantastic job. He's a weird X factor on that because it's he makes you want something and then he doesn't give it to you. He denies you.
Yeah.
And that's his heel work. So he's doing more by giving you less and making it work, and it's wonderful.
I do wish.
And then when he gives it to you, it's like, oh my God, there's just so much here. I can't deal with all this.
two things he should take out of his arsenal: the cannonball and the frog splash, because they're fan favorites. I enjoy them.
They are.
I
They
enjoy
them too. Those are those things that let him be more tweenery.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if you want to go like pure heel, other than like Ciampa, maybe Mahal at his height.
Mahal at his height was there. Now it's
Even with that, it's like, God damn, that entrance is awesome.
yeah.
Give me that big good entrance. Look at that,
He still gets heat, even though he's been pulled way down the card.
dude. Shanti, cool. At least explain what the hell he's doing first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I touched you. I'll try not to do that again. Try.
But he was the hottest heel at last year. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I don't care if it's quote cheap heat. That's heels
Hey,
draw
man,
heat
he gets it.
anyway necessary.
That being said,
How did Nikolai Volkov draw heat?
okay. Part of me was like, okay, I'm going to learn the old Soviet national anthem and I'm going to come in here. But then I realized something. I'm pretty sure if the crowd was like, no, please, Mr. Volkov, we want to hear this song of your people. Go ahead. I guarantee he didn't know more than 3 lines.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably did. I'm sure he's very proud of it. It's like, this is my thing I do. I sing it. One day they're going to let me get through it. They never, ever did.
I saw a backstage segment from a couple years ago with Volkov with when Rusev was pretending to be Russian
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
and he was singing the national anthem to them.
Aw.
It's just a thing.
It's like, I don't know what to do here without you booing me.
What did Iron Sheik do to draw heat? Now, this is completely separate from in-ring work,
Well,
obviously. Like,
Tehran, Iran, greatest wrestling city in all of the world. USA Haktui.
Soviet Union #1, Iran #1, USA Haktui.
Haktui. Like, you could write that out phonetically and you know exactly who the hell I'm talking about.
People will say Iron Sheik, one of the greatest heels of all time.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Simple, cheap, easy.
So why is it not okay? I mean, I get it. It's awful.
Uh-huh.
But what are heels?
Somebody you want to boo.
Yeah.
That being said, Ciampa may be, like,
He's next level.
the most densest radioactive material that has ever existed. I the magic elements coming together of just his arsenal.
Mhm.
Anything that is recognizable is sarcastic.
Yep.
Going back to the DIY stuff, the finish with that draping, draping DDT, so dirty and simple and easy, and shortcuts here and there, and just awful brawly garbage. But you know he's one of the most capable individuals out there, working body parts, hurting other people, specifically hurting other people, and I don't know who could do that, Justin. I don't know who could come out to know music.
Yeah, right. To
He comes
none.
out, and it gets to the Owens thing of, what do you want? I'm going to give you less. I'm going to deny you. We've been conditioned for so long to be like, hey, there's so-and-so's music. Here they come. Boo. Oh, business is about to pick up. Nothing. And just Ciampa just walks out. And they do a fantastic job of making sure it's quiet. And they allow so much. This is just conceptually. They allow that negative space. And they just say, fill it up. Come on.
Well, they also realized that's where they messed up with Rude. They gave him this great theme, and now he can't. Like, he's a babyface, and it's just not working. But people aren't going to boo that theme. You notice he hasn't been on television with that theme much, though. He hasn't been coming out to the theme very much. Huh. We'll get that ties to
I'm going to take just Ziggler's record scratch to it. Glory.
take away what they want.
You're conditioned to want it. You take it away, and if he just comes out, I'm more than just an entrance. This is ridiculous. That's all you're cheering for. I'm one of the greatest technical individuals. one time. Oh God. Oh, you got me. You got me. Okay, the snuff. You do that. I'll do the BlackBerry sound. Here we go. Go.
You know what we're gonna do with that? Like that one time.
Oh, so good, so bad. But Ciampa uses that negative space, and it invites. The wrestling is the outward in. It's audience into the ring.
Drama.
And by putting nothing there except just one individual, you have so much space for the crowd to come in and bury with hate. And it's just like, oh, we can be heard booing now. This is our time to boo. Here we go. Boo.
And thank goodness they are,
Yeah.
because he's an awful human.
And there's a confidence with it where he goes out, even if he wasn't getting the boos, he would still be just as confident with it. Now, you could freak out and be like, I don't know what to do. Give me something. Nah. He rolls with it. And he has faith that he's going to draw that out. Don't give me anything. Don't give me the presets. Don't give me the things that they expect. Take all of that away. I don't have anything you can cheer for, but I've got a lot for you to boo for. And here's your opportunity. Gimme.
And I have no merch. Which, Jericho has that rule. When he's a bad guy, no merch.
Yeah.
I wish more heels would. I mean, I understand it's money in your pocket.
It's it's the easiest.
But, man.
Ciampa specifically has a shirt, and it's a cool-ass shirt.
Yeah.
Skull with that great big bushy beard. And
You can't have it, though.
you can't have it. This is mine.
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 My shirt.
These are mine, and you can't
Hey,
have it.
at WWE Shop, you can't print these. It's beautiful.
Wonderful.
There's nothing redeemable about Tommaso.
They have an NXT champion that has no merchandise.
Yeah, man. I dig it.
Nothing. Though I'm sure they'll probably try to sell like camouflage crutches or something.
Yeah.
Something
They'll-
terrible.
They'll figure out something. to do
They'll
with it.
figure out a way to capitalize. But it should be selling double whatever face he's going up against.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
again, that's
Who wants
what
some
it's
Aleister
about.
Black
Yeah,
merch right now?
That's what it's about. You're supposed to want the good guy to win. You want the bad guy to lose.
Right. To get his
That's-
comeuppance.
Yeah.
Now, something special happened. Now, it's one thing to come out to no theme, but Ciampa wins the NXT title
Mm-hmm.
through nefarious means, kinda. No, he took advantage of a situation. It wasn't even he was nefarious. He's just taking advantage of it because it's one thing to cheat and win and get there by being more cunning and conniving.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to win via circumstances as
Opportunity.
Mr. Johnny Wrestling is devolving and being tarnished, and it all works out in Ciampa's favor.
That's right. Well, you know,
And he'll tell you that he's great.
we pointed it out last week.
Uh-huh.
Johnny Gargano said he doesn't get to do this. He doesn't get to win that championship.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes out and basically hands
Yeah.
Ciampa the championship. Beautiful.
your
That's some
winner-
storyteller.
And new NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. No music.
Nothing.
To win and have no music. Now, it's worked for the closing of the NXT shows because it's been crazy, ultra-violence, over-the-top, everything, right? And sit there in stunned silence. Stunned silence is fine. Wrapping up a show, here comes the copyright, and nope, Ciampa could
got
continue whip you. Yeah. This was closing
my
out an
moment.
NXT show, crowning a new champion, and he's reveling in his victory. No music. Inviting the boos. And they gave them to him. And he reveled in them. It was part of his celebration, is to be that hated. And then he went and poorly photoshopped a picture.
Yes, he did. Hey, champ.
Hey,
really
champ.
proud of you.
As he takes... Because apparently there's a thing where...
He made a girl cry, yeah. Ellie said he made a girl cry. There was a girl crying in the crowd.
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Oh.
Remember Ms. Girl? That was terrific. When Miz cashed in on Orton
Mm-hmm.
and there was a girl crying. Yeah.
What a wonderful one he made a girl cry. Good Lord. But it's just it's astounding that somebody's even attempting that and being able to pull it off. You know who's close to a fantastically awful heel? Samoa Joe.
Yes.
That being said, his music kicks in
Yeah.
and it rules.
He still gets a lot of just being a badass. He gets Joe. Joe's
gonna kill you.
Joe's gonna kill you.
And then Corey Graves with the sit down. That's my favorite thing right now, by the way. And I don't know if it's more Corey Graves or more Samoa Joe, but when two things are working together like that so good, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
That being said, the man starts cutting a promo.
Good Lord,
I felt bad about myself.
that was some.
And I watched it like after the fact.
I hope people boo him because he deserves to be booed for a promo like that.
He's working real hard to get booed.
Yeah.
And you know what? Boo!
Yeah.
You've crossed the line,
What
sir.
a jerk.
What a jerk. Samoa jerk.
But
Yeah, that's a sign.
I mean, it's funny that and all this is all going to tie together here nicely.
Yes, sir.
Somebody put out a tweet that I really had to agree with. People are bitching about getting Roman and Brock for the fourth time in 3 years,
Uh-huh.
but those same people are cheering for Samoa Joe versus AJ for like the 500th time in their career.
In their career. But it's on WWE.
It's yeah.
I know.
But you know, the point remains the
I'm
same.
so
It's-
excited for that.
That's on storytelling. I'm excited based on storytelling, not necessarily just the match itself.
Yes.
This is exciting because of storytelling. Like the story that they told of it looked like Joe stole a title opportunity. Like he came out and signed the contract. It looked like now it ends up Paige was like, I gave it to you because, you know, you're unpredictable. And he's like, well,
Yeah.
that was unpredictable.
What do you think that was?
Yeah. And then man, SmackDown's so good at this. AJ was off television this week, giving people breaks, taking them off television for a week or two.
Makes you excited when you see him, doesn't it?
But so AJ wasn't there this week. Joe comes out and he's like, man, you just don't want to be with your family. Like that's the crux of his entire promo is Yeah, you put a champion before your family.
Oh, what was, the line was something along the lines of, "You said you went and you looked your daughter in the eye." No, you didn't.
No, you
When did you have time for that?
Oh,
Damn. This is the beauty of Joe, and I hope he doesn't get stuck in this kind of thing. This like high level gatekeeper heel guy, because he can make a story in a week.
yes.
You're fully involved in this deep, dark, awful story. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks,
I'll give it 2 weeks of SmackDown.
Or two
But
shows.
it was
2 episodes is a week,
so
man.
7 days.
7 days. You're fully invested in this. Oh, they've met before elsewhere, and it's like, don't care.
Don't care.
I'm worried
This-
about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't need their history.
Yeah.
I'm right now. Looks like some fire, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fire.
Yeah.
And I hope Joe doesn't get that whole like, all right, we got 3 weeks to make pay per view. Why don't you go out there, do a promo, push this dude.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're gonna lose though because we need them to look like a badass. It's like, aw, man, I want Joe to wreak havoc, but I hope they never bring back that Samoa Joe's Cafe for Great Balls of Fire. That still made me very sad. Oh,
Yeah.
what you got?
Christopher Brown. Justin, the thing is with Lesnar Reigns, you get the one night stand, same old S chants from the Smarks. While you get endless cheers for AJ Joe because those same Smarks know each match will have a different outcome instead of someone who they can't stand being shoved down their throat for the umpteenth time. I honestly don't know that we'll get. There's only. What do you mean by like different outcome? Like a different finish, or do you just mean there's Joe can win, AJ can win? I mean, I guess it could be a draw.
We keep getting to this the Roman thing. Like, well, here comes the time. It's finally going to crown the champion, and we got like a lot of that happening right now too.
Let's
They've had so many times here where it just hasn't.
let's go to Roman and Brock then, because somebody said Raw was boring, and maybe most of it, but the main event, when they get it right, they get it right, man. I don't care. That was magic. How do we get Brock booed? Take everything away that we like about him.
Yeah.
Take away Paul Heyman. Take away him being a bad. Make him talk.
You know what? That's great. And then instead of being a silent badass, now he's a mouthy jerk.
Yeah. Let's make him take away everything we like about him, and then just have him, F5 angle in the ring and beat up
Jesus.
Paul Heyman and
Seemed unnecessary.
stare down Corbin.
I don't know. I wanted a little. This might be a level of masterful storytelling that might have just kind of happened there, with Corbin kind of backing off and jumping down. Cowardly heel.
Yeah.
Cowardly heel stuff.
That's where he is right now.
But
yeah.
I wish we could have just got a second of Corbin being like, I'll fight you later. Just a little bit of it. Because there was a little bit of, it was like trepidation, like right away. Which, you know what? Brock deserves.
Brock. Yeah.
And it's Brock. But man, I think that could have been just such a badass thing for Corbin to be like, what am I doing?
yeah.
But that's not who he is right now.
That's not who he
Not
is.
who he is right now. But it's like, as much as I'm like hating on Brock, it's magic. Whoever he's in there with, it's magic.
Yeah.
Because there's a weird rub of a mystique. They're in there with a damn mythical creature, almost.
Yeah.
Brock is a mythical creature.
You're saying he's a heavyweight champion of mythical beasts?
Something like that.
No, that's me.
Oh?
Well,
What did you...
the Hulkster.
Who'd you ever beat?
Sasquatch
Oh, shit.
up in the Adirondack Mountains, 2006.
What was the finish?
Leg drop
Oh, well, this makes sense.
in the snow. I have a picture of it somewhere.
Was he okay?
I don't care. I beat him. Carry your ass, Sasquatch.
I don't know where the character ends. It's the best because it's like, does the Hulkster like work safe and care, or does he keep character even though I don't know where it ends. I don't know where the lines are anymore.
Somebody stole that championship too at what was that bar? Croc Rocks. Jerks.
It's probably not the only thing ever stolen from there.
Well,
Just
of course
saying.
not.
So, they're on a tear to make you hate Lesnar. Because that's been the thing.
Mhm.
No matter what Lesnar does, he's getting cheered.
Yeah.
Because they've had Roman as the mouthpiece of, yeah, he's not even here. He doesn't show up.
Yeah. Not working.
And it makes him sound whiny
Yeah.
and like, gimme, I deserve, even though I've had a few shots.
Yeah.
And,
Well, and then how do you look? No matter what awful things Paul Heyman says, how do you boo a man that smooth, that good? Like it's hard. Like,
they made Paul Heyman beg.
yeah,
And Paul Heyman, he's great as the smarmy character, but to see him be able to switch into the, he's not here tonight.
This is a touch I brought up a while ago.
What'd you
But
like?
I
What'd you like?
love this about Paul Heyman. Anytime he approaches the ring, if somebody's in there that who could whoop his ass, he always pauses what he's doing. May I?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
it's beautiful. It's
God, I love that.
it's those subtleties that you can't teach, and you can't say, do this specific thing. It's easy to say, hey, here are your bullet points and hit these marks and whatnot. But as far as being who you are, those are those touches. Nobody can teach him that.
No,
Well, nobody had to.
no,
He
just
knows. That's what separates. That's where magic is.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you notice that, other people don't even know that they're noticing. But they see it. He immediately gives a level of credibility, and he establishes his place physically
Mm-hmm.
while exerting himself verbally.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
May I? Oh, it's so terrific.
Mhm.
And then, like you said, he immediately goes on to, look, he's not here. He, even as he's coming out, like just complete change of character. Like normally it's Brock Lesnar,
Uh-huh.
but it's all like, oh man, like, I'm his advocate. He's not coming out. Just please don't fire me.
Angle, who of course has been nothing but had his power usurped from by Stephanie, by Corbin, by I don't know, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's exerting dominance here, firing Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And when Lesnar's music hit and Heyman had a look like, "Ah, you're in trouble now,"
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it turned, and Angle got his, Corbin runs away, and then he turns to Heyman.
And Heyman immediately says, thank you. Thank you. You can hear him off mic. Thank you. Here's your championship. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've done me a favor today, and I will not forget. And it's again, that's the character stuff.
You work for me, Paul. I don't work for you. We are not friends. Earlier in the night.
And just Heyman doesn't need to sell anything while he's on the ground. Brock, I can't breathe. Brock, I can't breathe. Brock. Little things, and you know what? Made it that much better.
Felt bad for Paul Heyman in a moment.
Yeah.
This greasy, slimy human being who has been advocating for this non-present champion.
Uh-huh.
You feel bad for.
And forced to, almost in a way, to. I want to hate Brock. I want to.
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
What more do they have to do?
I don't know.
Because you know what?
He has really, in all reality, at this point, we should just not see him again until SummerSlam. He did that. He made his appearance, his contractual appearance.
He's gonna come out in a robe.
Just not come back. Although I did like the touch of him not coming out until the main event. And anytime you saw him on camera, he's just sitting there reading
Yeah.
various outdoor
Nonchalant,
magazines.
like various outdoor magazines.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's a crowd chant,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, how deep is this Roman push? That we push a guy with a name similar to him. 'Cause I couldn't tell if they were saying we want Roman or we want Strowman,
Oh, yeah.
and it was just like oh, man. Even if it's a natural Roman chant, it's gonna be tainted.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's a natural Strowman chant, it's gonna be pushed as Roman. Like, oh, it's so nebulous that it's gonna suck. Here we go.
I will say
Oh,
that.
good.
I will say this.
Yeah.
Kane says that, and hopefully they give Roman the belt so we finally move on and see Braun cash in. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Braun I don't even know that Braun's going to be able to cash in because I'm still not convinced Owens doesn't win it from him. But we kind of have. Oh, never mind. It's still muddied because there's still that idea of Brock going on and winning the UFC championship while still WWE Universal Champion.
It's ridiculous.
I can't write that off until SummerSlam. Until I see him lose, I can't write that off.
Hey, dude, I don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because yeah, you can't predict what's going to happen that night because there's like 4 or 5 different outcomes just between those 4 players of Owens, Strowman, Reigns, and Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
It could be as simple as Braun beats Owen, retains the briefcase. Brock beats Roman and retains the championship, and that's it. That could be it.
Yeah.
Or we could see
End of the night, Strowman's music hits after retaining his briefcase, coming out and defeating Lesnar, being crowned as the Universal Champion.
That could happen. We could see
Full heel turn by Reigns.
we could see Roman destroy Brock. That's probably the least likely.
I don't know, man. You remember how good that felt when we had the 11-second Lesnar Goldberg match?
Yeah. And I mean, if you can get Brock booed, then sure.
I think Brock has to actually eat a baby, and I don't know how they're going to get a baby. But I mean, Brock will do it. He'll eat a baby, not even baby what? Human? I don't care.
I feel like
Is it meat? Is it going to flare up my diverticulitis? I don't care. Give me.
I don't know. To me, that main event Monday was magical.
And it was spectacle.
It was spectacle.
Yeah.
And that's what Raw should be. Spectacle. It should leave me kind of whoa, what's going to happen?
How the hell are you ever going to see this? Wow, they're going to top it next week. Oh my God, they're telling us we got to go. Oh, sorry. Instincts kick in.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
We are almost there, actually. I don't know, man. Both Raw and SmackDown were great this week. We never even talked about this last week.
What's that?
Randy Orton. I think we're in for something really special here from Randy Orton.
I get a feeling Randy loves to be a heel.
Oh, well,
and
of
he's
course.
been waiting hey, guys, can I...
Nathan.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I hear you trying to do my voice.
You incite... I'm sorry.
I don't appreciate
How
that.
can you interrupt me so slowly?
Randall
Okay.
K. Orton.
What's the K stand for
I'm
again?
going to
excuse me.
RKO you.
Oh,
And pull your earlobes.
no, please. Please, never. I don't mind being physically assaulted, but don't, I need those. I guess. I don't know. What do your lobes do?
I'm curious to what's
I thought you were
happening
still
here
doing the
with
voice.
with the Hardys.
I don't know, man.
Both of them. Because Matt Hardy was tweeting today something about, hey, anybody who's, been a fan, thanks.
Yeah.
It's I mean, he's pretty masterful at the social media.
There were questions. Hey, look, man, questions is talking. And talking is notoriety. Notoriety is fame. Fame is money. All one big crazy circle.
Yeah.
Talk about me. Talk about me. Talk about me. Again, that is social media.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of talk oh, is he retiring?
Yeah.
That was the talk.
What's going on here with Jeff? He's
So Jeff.
Jeff, but is
Jeff okay?
Is he just going to be taking beatings until he's completely written off, or is there something more for him?
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know what the storyline is going to be with Nakamura, Orton, and Hardy.
color me intrigued, though.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know what they are going to do, but I loved every second of that whole thing. I loved Nakamura sneaking in.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Orton getting in front of the Kinshasa. I loved Orton stepping aside and letting the Kinshasa happen.
Uh-huh.
I love Orton beating the living crap out of Hardy afterwards. Again, magic. SmackDown was point A to point B. Wow, this week for me.
the crazy thing with that little storyline, Jeff full on face, even though he's like broken-ish. That's when he's weirdly mostly beloved. He stands out and he's very different. He's Jeff. He's Jeff.
Painted Jeff.
Painted Jeff.
Jeff painted his face.
I found my paint. But
Help Jeff paint his face.
I can't see it with my eyes are closed. But I try to put eyes on my eyes. I jab myself in the eye. I'm Jeff. I can't see.
Jeff can't see. Help Jeff.
My earlobes hurt, Jeff. So, Jeff. It's never not funny. It's made me love Jeff Hardy. Now, something wrestling seems to have a lack of developed with developed with a well thought out intentioned heels. Always seems to be something that is suffering succotash. We've got two in this storyline, almost kind of weirdly out healing each other. It's almost as if there's a weird little glut of heels right there. SmackDown giving you the illusion of there's a lot of bad dudes around here. Is there? Not really. But do you feel that way because of this storyline?
Yeah.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
It's great. Bad guys out batting each other.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know that because we're really up against it. But do we have any like kind of final thoughts or something?
A couple little dumb thingies. I got two little dumb thingies.
Here we go. Hold on. Christopher Brown.
Yes, sir.
Orton is probably going to give Jeff a punt kick in the head to write him off so he can heal for a while. That'll just beat Orton Shinsuke for the following months. Man, I hope, because didn't he just come back from injury?
Well,
Jeff. Well, Jeff's still hurt.
and Jeff's older than he thinks he is. Jeff got confused.
All right, so let's do one of these, and then we'll
Two. How many you got? You got any? Okay.
I don't
I'm
think
throwing
so.
that back. Okay. They're telling us we got to go. But first, Matt Riddle signed?
Oh, yeah.
Matt Riddle signed. And yeah, it's looking like long-term deal, like 3+ years. Meltzer's saying 3 years. Nobody's saying it. Nobody wants to say it. Matt Riddle is pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, I've only seen one match, and I was pretty impressed by it. It was on MLW
That being
last
said,
year.
are they signing him some shoes?
They made Rusev wear shoes.
I know. Yeah, but that was after the whole Enzo thing. Hey, who does that? We're coming into the shoes. Yeah. And the one other, they're telling us we got to go, Justin. This Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
If you live in Knox County, Tennessee,
Yeah?
Thursday is the vote.
Wow.
Heavily favored to win,
Wow.
Glenn Jacobs,
Wow.
also known as the Big Red. I didn't call him that.
Big Red
Kane.
candidate?
What's that? The
The
candidate.
Big Red candidate?
Yes, that's what it was. He's favored to win, dude.
Wow.
Like for real. Like I can give you numbers
Okay,
here.
I got some news.
Yes,
I
sir?
got one last thing before we go. This just in.
Mm.
Liv Morgan tweets, "Ha ha ha! I just watched back my Insta story and realized I said fishes instead of just fish. No one even corrected me.
Oh,
I'm
that's-
dying.
That's adorable.
I love you."
Me?
No, no.
Oh,
no,
God,
no,
oh, yeah.
not you. I love Liv Morgan.
I like the way how your delivery is like more natural now.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it because you mean it.
Yeah. Exactly. Very astute.
What'd you call me?
Astute.
Is that good?
Sure.
Okay, good.
We need this one? Is it this one? I don't know. I can't see it. Yeah, good
There
guess.
you go.
Yep.
Sorry, that still makes me happy. The Kurt Angle figure. Just throw that picture up somewhere later. Not now. It's just
Yeah, I'll put it on the Insta later.
yeah.
By the way, I don't think I put up a new. I don't think I gathered a new one this week. She didn't put very many pictures this week.
You know what?
Hmm?
But when they show up,
Mm-hmm.
you appreciate them, don't you?
Sure do.
I don't know why I'm helping you descend in this madness.
Hashtag commitment.
Yeah, sure.
Hashtag live his life.
Got another one?
Hashtag live loves Justin.
Okay, and one more.
Hashtag Justin loves live.
Okay, is that all?
Hashtag commitment.
Ah, you said that one.
I did.
Sub hashtag.
Hashtag hey baby.
Okay, that's enough. Hey everybody, we're hashtag WrestlePals. Did you include that one?
No.
Makes sense. We're hashtag WrestlePals. If you'd like to get in touch with us, easy place to do is probably Twitter, because he's on there right now stalking some lady. At WrestlePals
She's
V.
stalking me, Jack.
She is. At WrestlePals VA, or you could just put hashtag WrestlePals on anything. This maniac will find it. He will.
Make sure you read this tweet I'm about to send you.
Okay. Not right now, though. It's not my own stuff, is it?
You could tweet it or read it right now if you want.
Okay. I will pull that up. Also, WrestlePals VA is the Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlePalsVA. If you want to see any of the back catalog, the video catalog, YouTube's the best place for that. Spell it out, hashtag WrestlePals. You can watch to see how wrong we were and everything. If you prefer an audio format, iTunes is the place to go.
That's right, baby.
Biggest repository of audio podcasty things. I'm using too many words. Go to iTunes. You know how it works. Search for hashtag WrestlePals. You'll find us there if you can't look at our interesting faces. If you want to get in touch with us individually, that ain't hard for one of us. Justin is easily locatable at the Hulkster on Twitter.
Not
Go
they
there.
Yet.
Yeah. Go follow him. Interact with him.
I can slide up in them DMs.
He-
if I
don't
wanted.
though. Don't
I'm not
though.
gonna. I'm not gonna. When the time's right, I will.
If you'd like to talk at me,
Mhm.
at the Nate Project,
Mhm.
or if you'd like to just retweet some garbage that I said like 6 years ago. Oh my God! It's like I said something about a turtle, and it's like, I'll tell you later. I typed this at 2:47 p.m. and put it in my drafts to send to at the Nate Project at the end of hashtag WrestlePals. Good. Look at you. Well, does that count as a show note?
Thinking ahead.
Yeah. At the Nate Project, at the Hulkster, at WrestlePals VA. Or if you want to support the entire operation, or you check and want to see how deep this man's insanity goes, patreon.com/ohijustin. He's got his crazy daily pod where he's slowly going to descend into madness. Follow it over a long enough period of time, you'll watch him go crazy. Believe me, you'll enjoy.
Talking lyrics tomorrow.
And it's also the repository for the program, the just greatest music show out there, dudes, with some crazy stuff coming up with you fighting people about appropriateness. Oh, crazy. And it's also the repository for these ghouls.
That's right.
Justin's doing a lot of stuff. Get in on the ground floor of this crazy man. Get in on the ground floor of this like 12-year
Might be working on
operation.
a sitcom.
What?
I might be working on a sitcom.
Jesus
Krista
Christ.
Lewinsky.
What?
It's old.
Okay.
We'll see.
Let me just tag and get us out of here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Goddamn hashtag WrestlePals.
I lost my keys and my little dog is bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'll take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words to AJ Styles. You know what you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.